I want to know what I want to do. Dadating bigla on the spot. No, it's a process. It takes a while. For me, it really took a while. And even when you know it, you still doubt it. Until talagang wala ka ng choice. As in, wala ka ng choice. So, meaning, when I say wala ka ng choice, it's like you have sleepless nights. You have, you go to your office or you go to whatever it is that you're doing and nothing can make you happy. None of it can make you happy. Bibigyan ka ng promotion, kahit binigyan ka ng promotion, okay, sige. It can make you happy. Suddenly, nothing in the world can make you happy. Everything is just empty. So it's like, what is it? So, when that starts to happen, you're wanting in, your soul is looking for the thing that it needs to do, that it was put here on this earth to do. So, what I did, well, again, it's a process. I read books on things that, kasi when you start asking these questions, this is the magical part. When you start asking these questions, suddenly, yung mga resource mo dumadating. Suddenly, a book will come na parang, oh my God, ito talaga, oh my God, sinasabi niya yung mga hindi mo ma-verbalize sa sarili mo. Or you watch a movie and, ganyan feeling ko. Or a friend, or you hear a song, or you hear a sermon of a priest, and suddenly, like, all the Sundays you don't listen, but suddenly the sermon, may narinig ka that makes sense to you. All the things, all your guides will come to you, whether in the form of a book, a movie, a person, and another experience, like you get to travel, you suddenly had a chance to travel and see what it's like outside of the Philippines, or outside of your barangay, or outside of your city. And, you know, parang, wow, yan palang gusto kong gawin. Ito pala, it's a process. Hindi siya instant. So I ask you to be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. When you start asking yourself those questions, realize that, you know, you have this time to do that. Diba? Huwag mo madaliin. Huwag mo siya dadaliin. Just respect and trust the process. It's all like that. May steps talaga yan. So, and you might want to shell out 500 also for a manghuhula if you're really desperate.
Who do you recommend?
Who do I recommend? Why? What do you want? I can also do that. I can transform. For 500 pesos, I can be your manghuhula. Yes. Magkano si book? I like that question. The hardbound is $7.99 and the paperback is $585. Ganun ang price ng Marian Keys, ha? Tsaka ng Dan Brown. Any other questions? It could be, again, about creativity. It could be about publishing. It could be about women's. I talk to different groups, and sometimes we just talk about the whole idea of what it means, you know, to be a woman, or I don't know, anything. That's why it's kind of broad. So I just want to open this up. Encourage questions. You have a question?
So you were mentioning earlier about you have to reflect and do what you really want to do. However, you also mentioned that our culture is full of preconceptions of what you should be doing. So how do you strike a balance between, for example, wanting to pursue your own dream and that of your parents who expect certain things from you? For example, in our culture, Philippine culture, pinapaaral ka nga ng nanay at tatay mo kasi yung expectation, ikaw ang magsusuporta sa kanila. So kung gusto mo maging isang writer na halos walang kita, halimbawa lang ha, vis-a-vis yung maging isang nurse na magtatrabaho sa Amerika, ayaw mo talaga maging nurse, pero yan ang okay lang kung mayaman yung mga magulang mo, hindi naman umaasa sa'yo. Pero kung ikaw ang inaasahan talaga, pero hindi yan ang gusto mo, paano ka ngayon magsastrike ng isang balance?
Okay, that's a very good question. And it's very difficult, okay? Because before you strike a balance, before you can be balanced, you will really have to be imbalanced. Kasi, like a pendulum, you swing to the right, but it has to swing all the way to the left. Before it swings and swings and swings and swings and swings, and then slowly it will find its way to the center, and that stillness and balance, right? But before that, so sometimes you will really break your heart, you will break your parents' heart, You will break your boyfriend's heart, your husband's heart, the heart of your children. You will break so many hearts in trying to get to that stillness, to that balance. Hindi ka agad-agad magagawa mo lahat. Sometimes you will need to choose first yourself. And then sometimes you will need to choose them. May iba-iba eh. Here's my whole idea of it. Dinrawing ko pa yan before para maging klaro sa utak ko. Okay, the tribe. Okay. Look at your family first as your tribe. Diba? Ang tribe na yan, syempre may tribal leader. Who's the tribal leader in your family? I don't know. It could be anyone. It could be sometimes. But usually, diba, if you notice, ang nagiging tribal leader in our culture is the one who's the breadwinner, the one who has the money, not necessarily the father or the mother, right? Or the eldest. It's the one who has the money. Siya yung nagko-call ng shots. Yun yung nagiging tribal leader. Diba? So, siya yung nagsasabi, dito tayo, dito, kasi siya yung may pera. So, if you notice, our family is a tribe. For this tribe to thrive, para maging strong yung tribe na yan, kailangan lahat ng mga miyembro ng tribo na yan malakas. Pero, kung yung mga miyembro ng tribo na yan, nagde-depend dun sa isa. Kaya nga merong tinatawag tayo na breadwinner, di ba? Yun yung pumupunta sa abroad. Siya ang kumikita ng pera, ganyan-ganyan, nagpapadala dito. Tapos dito, parang kumukuha na lang ng money. Is that strong? Diba? Those people na kumukuha lang ng pera dun sa tribal leader, can they make decisions? They can't make decisions. They always look to that person, diba? So that's not a strong tribe. Kasi, pag natigok si tribal leader, anong mangyayari sa inyo? What will happen? Sometimes, like when the dad is a tribal leader, meaning sa kanya nagagaling lahat ng money, na-bypass, na-heart attack, dead, pong, wala na. Ano na nangyari? Ano nangyari sa wife, sa children? Everything stops. Why? Because these members of the tribe were not empowered. They were not taught how to be responsible. They were not taught how to fend for themselves. They were not taught how to think for themselves. They were taught to rely on the tribal leader. So all power, all knowledge, all strength now comes from the tribal leader. That is not a strong tribe. Diba? Your tribe is not the tribal leader. You will know if your tribe is strong if kahit tanggalin niyo si tribal leader, ang lalakas nyo. Anybody can step up. Diba? The tribal leader can say, what do you think? Anong gagawin natin? And then everybody has a voice. Everybody will say, I think it's like this, I think it's like that, ganyan. Pero, he will take into consideration all your opinions at siya, okay, we will go this way. And then people will respect it. Because they've all had their opinions heard. Hindi yung tipong, a weak tribe is, ikaw, kayong bahala, walang ko. Bahala kayo, ako, ikaw namin. That's not a strong tribe. So, we can start with our families, diba? Sometimes, like Joy was saying, yun nga, how do you strike that balance between, kasi yung parents mo, pinaaral ka para magtrabaho ka, para makatulong ka sa pamilya mo. Meaning, eto anak, ginagawa ka naming tribal leader. Tinitrain ka namin maging tribal leader para mamaya, relax na lang kaming lahat. Parang ganon. So, when you do, ang laking-laking responsibility niyan, and it's too much to fall on one shoulder, one pair of shoulders. It should be everybody. So if they do that for you, then you also do that for your siblings. You empower them. You empower everybody else. The opportunities that you were given, you try to make sure that everybody else has those opportunities so that when you get tired, when you need a break, somebody can step up. Hindi yung parang feeling mo, hindi ka maka-break, hindi ka because wala na. If you stop working, everybody's going to suffer. That's how we tend to think, and that's how I've seen it happen in families. You know, the responsibility falls on like one person. So, syempre, ang alam lang ng parents natin, syempre, kung alam nila, di ba? They will raise us the way that they knew how to be raised. Kasi kung ano lang pinalaki sa kanila ng parents nila. So, it will break their hearts if you do not act in the way that they expect you to act. But if you know that you are doing this for the good of everybody, if you're not doing it just to be rebellious, if you're doing it so that you can empower others, you can empower yourself and you can empower others, then you have to take that your parents will be heartbroken. They will be heartbroken. My dad wanted me to be a lawyer.